How did the Allies manage to pull off one of the most daring military operations in history and crush the seemingly invincible German forces at Normandy? The answers might shock you. What if I told you that a single mistake could have turned the tide in favor of Germany? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the 15 reasons why the Allies were able to beat Germany in Normandy, and trust me, reason number 9 will blow your mind. In this video, we'll unravel the secrets behind the success of D-Day, exposing the brilliant strategies, the hidden flaws in the German defenses, and the unyielding spirit of the Allied forces. Whether you're a history buff or just curious, this is one story you won't want to miss. Welcome back to John's Military Insights in History, where we bring history to life with fascinating stories and in-depth analysis. If you're passionate about understanding the pivotal moments that shaped our world, you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's epic story, do me a favor. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us continue to create content that dives deep into history's most intriguing mysteries. Now let's get started. The Battle of Normandy, or D-Day as it's famously known, wasn't just a turning point in World War II. It was a masterclass in military strategy, bravery, and sheer determination. On June 6, 1944, the Allies launched the largest amphibious invasion in history, storming the beaches of Normandy in what would become the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. But this victory was far from guaranteed. The Germans had fortified the French coast with what they called the Atlantic Wall, a seemingly impregnable line of defenses designed to repel any invasion. They had the advantage of high ground, established defensive positions, and an army that had proven its might across Europe. So how did the Allies overcome these odds? The answer lies in a combination of strategic brilliance, intelligence gathering, and yes, even German miscalculations. 15 reasons the Allies beat Germany in Normandy. Let's break down the 15 key reasons why the Allies were able to defeat Germany in Normandy. 1. Operation Bodyguard. The success of D-Day hinged on fooling the German high command, and Operation Bodyguard was the masterstroke of deception that accomplished just that. Through an elaborate web of fake armies, phantom radio traffic, and double agents, the Allies convinced Hitler that the main invasion would come at Pas de Calais, hundreds of miles away from Normandy. This ruse was so convincing that even after the Normandy landings began, the Germans held back crucial reinforcements, believing the true assault was still to come. The genius of Operation Bodyguard lay not just in its complexity, but in its audacity. The Allies turned the art of deception into a weapon more powerful than any bomb. 2. Superior air power. By the time the Normandy invasion was launched, the skies belonged to the Allies. Months of relentless bombing campaigns had crippled the German Luftwaffe and destroyed key transportation hubs across France. This air superiority was a game-changer. Allied planes strafed German columns, bombed bridges, and cut off supply lines, effectively paralyzing the German ability to respond swiftly to the invasion. The sight of thousands of bombers and fighter planes darkening the sky struck fear into the hearts of German troops and provided crucial support to the soldiers storming the beaches below. Without control of the air, the Normandy landings might have turned into a massacre. 3. Amphibious innovation. One of the most overlooked aspects of the Normandy invasion was the innovative technology that made it possible. The Allies knew that storming the heavily defended beaches required more than just courage. It required ingenuity. Enter the Higgins boat, a flat-bottom landing craft that could deliver tanks, troops, and supplies directly onto the shore, bypassing obstacles that would have stopped other vessels. These boats, along with other specialized equipment like the duplex drive, DD tanks, which could swim ashore, allowed the Allies to overcome the treacherous terrain of Normandy. This technological edge was crucial in gaining and holding the beachheads, turning the tide in favor of the Allies. 4. Intensive planning and preparation. Operation Overlord, the code name for the Normandy invasion, was not just a military operation, it was a logistical masterpiece. The Allies spent nearly 2 years planning every detail, from the timing of the tides to the creation of fake invasion plans. Thousands of maps were drawn, millions of tons of supplies were stockpiled, and soldiers trained endlessly in mock battles. The meticulousness of the planning ensured that when D-Day arrived, the Allies were ready for anything. The success of this planning can be seen in how quickly the beachheads were secured despite fierce German resistance. It was a testament to the power of preparation and the willingness of the Allies to leave nothing to chance. 5. Allied naval supremacy. The success of the Normandy invasion began at sea, with the might of the Allied Navy playing a pivotal role. As dawn broke on June 6, 1944, the English Channel was filled with an armada of over 5,000 ships, the largest in history. These ships were not just there to transport troops, they were the first line of attack. Battleships, cruisers, and destroyers unleashed a devastating bombardment on the German defenses, softening them up for the infantry assault. This naval gunfire was so intense that it shattered bunkers, silenced artillery, and left German soldiers shell-shocked before the first Allied boot even touched the sand. The sheer scale and firepower of the Allied Navy ensured that the German defenders were already on the back foot when the landings began. 6. German misjudgments. The Germans made several critical errors leading up to and during the Normandy invasion, many of which stemmed from a combination of overconfidence and flawed intelligence. Hitler and his generals were convinced that the Allies would strike at Pas de Calais, the narrowest point between Britain and France. This misjudgment led them to station their strongest forces far from Normandy, leaving the actual invasion site less defended. Furthermore, Hitler's rigid command structure meant that local commanders had limited autonomy to respond quickly to the landings. These misjudgments were compounded by the delayed release of the panzer divisions, which could have posed a serious threat to the Allied beachheads. In the end, these strategic blunders cost Germany the battle and, eventually, the war. 7. Resistance from within. The French resistance was the silent, unseen force that played a critical role in the success of D-Day. Operating behind enemy lines, these brave men and women risked everything to sabotage German communications, blow up railways, and provide the Allies with vital intelligence. In the days leading up to the invasion, the resistance ramped up their activities, creating chaos that further confused and delayed the German response. Their efforts ensured that German reinforcements were slow to reach the front lines and that the Allies had a steady stream of real-time information about German troop movements. The courage and sacrifice of the resistance fighters cannot be overstated. They were the unsung heroes of Normandy. 8. Allied unity and cooperation. The Normandy invasion was not just an American operation. It was a truly Allied effort, with British, Canadian, and American forces working together in unprecedented cooperation. This unity was not easy to achieve, given the different command structures, languages, and military cultures involved. Yet the Allies understood that their strength lay in their ability to work together towards a common goal. The coordination between land, sea, and air forces was a logistical marvel, ensuring that each arm of the military supported the others. This cooperation was most evident in the seamless execution of the landings across 5 different beaches, each with its own unique challenges. The unity of the Allies was a key factor in the success of D-Day. 9. Strategic use of paratroopers. On the night before D-Day, thousands of Allied paratroopers dropped behind enemy lines in one of the most daring operations of the war. Their mission was to disrupt German defenses, capture key bridges, and create confusion among the enemy. Despite heavy casualties and scattered landings, these airborne troops succeeded in creating chaos within the German ranks. The surprise and disarray they caused were invaluable, preventing the Germans from organizing a cohesive defense against the beach landings. The bravery and effectiveness of the paratroopers were instrumental in the success of the invasion, proving that even small, highly trained units could make a significant impact on the battlefield. 10. Technological superiority. The Allies' technological edge was evident in every aspect of the Normandy invasion. From the use of portable bridges, known as Bailey bridges, to the development of specialized tanks like the Sherman DD, technology played a crucial role in overcoming the challenges of the Normandy terrain. The Allies also made extensive use of radar, improved communication systems, and advanced logistics networks to coordinate the massive operation. These technological innovations gave the Allies a significant advantage over the Germans, whose own technology, while formidable, was often hampered by supply shortages and logistical issues. The successful deployment of these technologies was a testament to the Allies' ability to adapt and innovate under pressure. 11. Relentless infantry assaults. The success of the Normandy landings ultimately came down to the courage and determination of the infantry who stormed the beaches. These soldiers faced a hail of machine gun fire, artillery bombardments, and a beach littered with obstacles and mines. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds, they pressed forward, inch by bloody inch, to secure a foothold on the continent. The relentless nature of these assaults, particularly at Omaha Beach, where the fighting was fiercest, demonstrated the unbreakable spirit of the Allied forces. The willingness of these men to sacrifice everything for the mission was a key factor in overcoming the German defenses and ensuring the success of the invasion. 12. German overconfidence. The German High Command's belief in the invulnerability of the Atlantic Wall was a critical mistake. They were convinced that their fortifications, combined with the natural barriers of the French coast, would be enough to repel any invasion. This overconfidence led to complacency, with some sectors of the defense left undermanned and underprepared. The German reliance on static defenses, rather than mobile reserves, also meant that once the Allies breached the initial line, the Germans struggled to mount an effective counterattack. This overestimation of their defensive capabilities was a fatal flaw that the Allies exploited to full effect. 13. Failure of German panzer divisions. One of the most significant missed opportunities for the Germans during the Normandy invasion was their failure to effectively deploy their panzer divisions. These armored units, which could have posed a serious threat to the Allied beachheads, were held back due to a combination of indecision, poor communication, and Hitler's personal interference. When the panzer divisions were finally ordered to move, it was too late. The Allies had already secured critical positions and had air superiority, making it nearly impossible for the German tanks to turn the tide. The failure to deploy these units in a timely manner was one of the key reasons for the German defeat at Normandy. 14. Continuous reinforcement. The Allies' ability to rapidly reinforce their positions after the initial landings was a crucial factor in their success. Through the use of artificial harbors, known as mulberry harbors, the Allies were able to bring in vast amounts of supplies, vehicles, and troops directly onto the beaches. These harbors allowed the Allies to maintain the momentum of the invasion, ensuring that they could sustain their advance and fend off German counterattacks. The continuous flow of reinforcements and supplies was vital in establishing a secure foothold in Normandy and eventually pushing inland towards Germany. This logistical feat was a key component of the overall success of Operation Overlord. 15. Moral superiority and motivation. While strategy, technology, and planning were crucial to the success of D-Day, the intangible factor of moral superiority cannot be underestimated. The Allied forces were fighting not just to win a battle, but to liberate Europe from the grip of Nazi tyranny. This higher purpose imbued the soldiers with a sense of determination and righteousness that was palpable on the battlefield. The men who stormed the beaches of Normandy knew they were part of something much larger than themselves, a fight for freedom, justice, and the very survival of civilization as they knew it. This moral clarity provided the Allies with a psychological edge over the German forces, many of whom were demoralized and questioning the purpose of their fight. The resolve and determination of the Allied troops, driven by a profound belief in the justness of their cause, played a crucial role in sustaining the momentum needed to overcome the formidable German defenses. The victory at Normandy was not just a triumph of military might. It was a testament to the power of strategic planning, international cooperation, and the unbreakable will of the men who fought for freedom. The lessons learned from D-Day continue to influence military tactics to this day, serving as a reminder of what can be achieved when nations unite for a common cause. If you found this deep dive into the Battle of Normandy fascinating, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop a comment below with your thoughts or any other historical events you'd like us to cover. And don't forget to subscribe to John's Military Insights in History for more incredible stories from the past. Until next time, keep exploring history. It's more amazing than you think.